It's okay to fall off the wagon from time to time. I was joking with someone this morning. I aspire to make healthy lifestyle choices. I aspire to take the best care of myself and to get out more and to breathe properly and reduce my screen time and do all of those things, drink water, all of those things that we know are good for us. And I succeed to varying degrees. Sometimes I just feel like having a drink, an alcoholic drink. Sometimes, like this morning, I feel like going to the superstore, buying a packet of biscuits and eating biscuits for my breakfast. And you might think, what's that got to do with stress? Stress is the symptom, right? It's not the cause. A lot of the time we're stressed because we're being so hard on ourselves for doing things which we know aren't right for us, but we do them anyway, because to some degree we gain value. We enjoy it. There's pleasure in it. And if you take away the guilt, it just becomes a choice, independent of how you feel and the meaning that you give it. And so, as I walk around the superstore, I think to myself, yes, I could go to the fruit section and I could eat something better. And my body will thank me for that in the long run, but I'm not going to. And so I get my biscuits and I eat them, and then I continue on with my day, and that's it. There's no judgment. And because of that, I'm not denying myself something I enjoy, but at the same time, I'm recognizing that it's something that I'm doing may not be that good for me, but I'm actively choosing it. And if I'm actively choosing it, then it means I can make a different choice. So much of the time we feel like we're bound to making a choice, either because we don't realize that we're making a choice, we're just doing it unconsciously out of habit, or because there's a story that we're telling ourselves when we do make that choice that suggests we are in some way defective or dysfunctional, or something wrong with us. And so many of us are telling ourselves those stories over and over again. Oh, you shouldn't be stressed. You should know better. You should be further ahead than you are. You shouldn't say that thing to that person. You shouldn't surround yourself with those people. You shouldn't do this or do that. And it's like, it's not really helpful, is it? Like, if intuitively you know that something isn't that good for you, but you're doing it anyway, then adding a layer of judgment to that isn't going to sustain any positive outcomes. Sorry, pointing at the sky there. So my point here is, whatever it is that occurs to you to do it as if you'd given yourself permission. And if you can't give yourself permission, do it as if someone else had given you permission. Just don't point the finger at them. Do it in your mind. And what happens when you give yourself permission to do things is that when there's no guilt, you might suddenly start to realise that it's not something you want to do anyway. You might start to make a different choice. And then maybe you'll see some change. And maybe the stress that you feel, some of which may be self-imposed because of that narrative, it may start to go away slightly. It may start to diminish. The noise might get turned down. And these kind of things, think of them as experiments, right? They're you don't know what the outcome's going to be. But it's a low-risk experiment. You have nothing to lose by trying, giving yourself permission to do something which currently you're being hard on yourself for. You have nothing to lose. But the second that someone else tells you that there's 5 steps and all of a sudden your addiction or your habit is going to be broken and you try it and it doesn't work, well, you either blame them, feel disappointed in yourself and give up, or you look at the things that other people are suggesting and you go, oh God, there's so many steps that you don't even bother starting. I mean, that's my perspective on it. And I don't say this in a condescending manner, at least I don't mean to, but give yourself a break for once. Every now and again, just if it's something that you're doing, then do it as if you'd given yourself permission to do it. Not like there's some external force or internal force driving you and compelling you. And obviously, if that's something that you're doing that's harmful to others, then be mindful of the impact that the things that you do have on other people. And if it's harmful to you, then also think about that too. But the thing is, when there's permission, if you're doing something like drinking to the point that you pass out, all of a sudden when you give yourself permission to do that, it starts to make less sense because there's no resistance inside, there's no conflict. And the conflict is what creates the tension and the stress, and if you can reduce that or take some of it away, then a new perspective can arise. And that's what we're all seeking, really. Stress is a perspective, it's a response to something that we believe or a meaning that we attribute to the circumstances we find ourselves in, and if we change that, then the response changes. That's what we want. And that's what I'd like for you. So give that a try. Give that a try and let me know how you get on. Curious. If you'd like me to expand on that more in another video, then do let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. I shouldn't be walking here.